All right, good morning. My name is Joris. This is my colleague Julie. Together we are team Startup City of the City of Antwerp. So we actually advise the city administration on startup policy. We're the last ones before the break, so we try to keep it short. The title of our good practice is supporting researchers, young entrepreneurs, and startups to bring their ideas to the market. So as Manuel mentioned, we are skipping the other good practice that we planned before the break because actually the two are really similar. They both come from the Antwerp ecosystem, and as I understood, the schedule is pretty tight. So the incubator that we got the good practice from is called IMEC.START. IMEC.START is a accelerator program of IMEC, and IMEC is a Flemish research institute for technology, so all kinds of hardware, nanotechnology, and network technologies are developed within IMEC. It was founded in 2011 for, well, an unlimited amount of time. And IMEC is actually quite entangled regionally. For example, it receives government funding. Actually, most of its funding comes from public sources. It's connected to 5 different universities in Flanders. So we have University of Antwerp, but there's also 4 others within the Dutch-speaking part of Belgium who are connected to IMEC, which means that the institute can develop a really large network of academics and scientists. To the city of Antwerp itself, it has a really close connection within Startup Village, which is a private startup office and co-working space that the city has developed together with partners, so it's a public-private partnership. And then, of course, it has close connections, IMEC, to private companies, to experienced entrepreneurs who are now running mature companies, but who once previously were running startups, and now they contribute their advice, their mentoring, and also cash to the IMEC.START program. So the target group of IMEC.START is, of course, startups, mainly digital tech entrepreneurs, so anyone developing an innovative product, which can be hardware or software, is welcomed into the program. They have to have a first prototype already developed. The team has to be at least 2 people, and the startup has to be not older than 2 years. So these are pretty strict criteria, actually, and they are maintained very tightly to ensure good quality of all startups entering the program. The main objective, as with again most incubators, is to stimulate entrepreneurship, to create healthy companies. But what does the program set apart from like normal incubators? Well, first, of course, there is the university link. So startups, they have a lot of first-hand access to scientific research, which is really valuable if you're developing an IT product in a difficult domain. Of course, as a technological research institute, they have a lot of access to technological research as well. The coaching is actually a really personal engagement, so it's not coaching on a temporary basis or on a from time to time basis or on a distance relationship. It's really daily, one-on-one. The mentors, the entrepreneurs in residence actually become kind of a member of the team of the startups themselves. So they have a stake in the startup as well, and they really inject their own experience into the startup on a daily, really close relationship. IMEC.START is the only incubator in Antwerp and in Flanders which offers 50K pre-seed investment. And also after the startups graduate from the program, which can last up until 1 or 2, 18 months actually, they continue to support them with after the fact financial support. So they keep helping them in new business angel connections, where to find other forms of crowdsourcing, where to find new bank loans. And actually for this program, the I.START has been awarded the 4th best university business accelerator worldwide by a ranking called UBI Global. Some of the key activities I already mentioned, the pre-seed funding. Also, they provide a lot of support on 4 areas. The first one is access to markets, so they open up their own network of industrial connections, both nationally and internationally. So they help them, well, find clients, find potential clients, find corporates who could be interested in actually buying the products and services of the startups. Access to finance, of course, access to talent, which means that I.START helps the startups to find new employees. They will actually determine when it's time for the team to grow, and then when the time is ripe to actually also find the new talent, which are often students, well, just graduates, high potential students. And access to technology. So of course, IMEC is a research institute, so the startups can use a lot of in-house technology to develop their products. I will zoom in on one particular aspect of the technology infrastructure, which is City of Things. It's an infrastructure in the city of Antwerp which focuses on smart city projects. So any startup who is developing something, an application with the Internet of Things, so in the areas of mobility or healthcare or security or environment, they can actually come to the city and test their product, test their service. So how does it work? It's a network of sensors, of beacons in the entire city which constantly gather all kinds of data in these domains like mobility and security. For instance, traffic jams or free parking spots or air pollution or people coming in and out of the city. It continually monitors these kinds of information, and then it opens the data up to the public, to the companies who can actually use this data to test their product. So it's really interesting for the startups in the program because they can actually know, is my product working? Is there a market for my product? Are people interested in these kinds of service? Does it solve a challenge in the city? Other key activities, of course, the IMEC has a really large international network, so a lot of networking opportunities, a lot of business events, a lot of workshops that they organize. And a really recent development is that they are starting to structure their I.START program in verticals. Verticals are actually domain-specific programs. So for now they are working on e-health, on education technology, and on media and entertainment. And actually it's always a partnership between, on one hand, Imec.START, and on the other hand, a private partner who also invests in the startup. So then you have the 50K pre-seed of Imec, and the private partner, who is like an expert in one of those 3 domains, will also provide the same amount of investment into the startup, which is, of course, really interesting to the companies involved. And now Julie will tell a little bit more about one of the verticals, which is Blue Health.
Thank you, Joris. So we are, as a city, also involved in Blue Health. It's the e-health vertical. So it's a cooperation with the City of Antwerp, the University of Antwerp, Universal Clinic, and some corporates. Why do we do this? Because it's a strategic growth sector. We have a lot of care institutions in the City of Antwerp. And so the startups get entrance to the contacts, to the network, to the technology of the partners. The budget of IMEC, it's it gets its funding from the government, from the Flemish government. It has also sponsorships from corporates. Some revenues come from office rentals, so our own revenues, and they also participate in European fundings such as Horizon 2020 or Interreg. So they have a very nice program, but what are the results till now? So they were founded in 2011. At this moment, they have beautiful figures. So we see here there are 120 startups created. This means that there are 450 jobs. Altogether, they have a revenue of more than 20 million euro. They got funded for more than 45 million euros. And for every euro they get from the program, they get 8 times as much investment from external partners. One example of a startup who recently got in the program is Chestnut. So my husband, it's his birthday today. I'm into the 40s, so I did it the old-fashioned way. I put a card on the desk and said, you can only open it today when I'm away. But I could have done it by Chestnut. It's an application. You send a message to someone, and you can choose when the person to whom you address it can open a message. So it has a lot of applications, for example, in the tourist sector or others. So they are founded in 2015. In this year, they entered the program of ISTART. They already exist in 25 countries. And on top of the investment of ISTART, they got already 500 key investment on top. And there are a lot of applications possible in the city of Antwerp that we are exploring now. When we asked IMEC, yes, we go to Sevilla, the beautiful city, so thank you for welcoming us here. What are the lessons that we can give to the participants? They told us, yes, there are some of the lessons you find here. It's important to find role models and to coach personally, one-to-one, as Joris told us earlier. The network is very important. We heard it also from the previous speakers. So the network of experienced entrepreneurs. A very competitive advantage of IMEC is the link that they have with the diversified research institutions and technology corporates. Also, what's important for the startups that they can test their applications, so they provide testing infrastructure. As Joris told you about the City of Things, the IoT Living Lab is one example of it. They are now organizing verticals because they say, yes, we have 80% of the knowledge within our program, but for specialized startups, we need the specific knowledge of the corporates active in this area. They prefer to embed their incubator in a regional startup hub. They say, yes, we prefer city centers. Why is that? Because the ecosystem is present there, and it's a vibrant environment, and the ecosystem, yes, the entrepreneurs want to be part of it. And they pointed out that high quality criteria must be maintained in order to for aspiring startups. The last message I want to give you is what is transferable for other areas. So they say, yes, you have to find committed private partners that are prepared to a long-term relationship. You have to be patient. A stable ecosystem, the duration is about 7 or 10 years until it's stable, so you have to be patient. And as we heard earlier before, don't focus on students only, because most of the entrepreneurs they get in are in the 30s and the 40s. So thank you for your attention.